Hello and welcome everyone to the next episode of Prehistoric Kingdom Alpha. Today we are going to build further in our Lost World park, and this is the Styracosaurus River. Yeah, this is a little river scene, and again, as it's basically the same idea as in all the other habitats, is going with one theme that fits, so to say, the animals or the area. This time around it's not really like scientifically accurate, it's just like I wanted to create like a little river scene, almost like the boat scene from Jurassic World, actually the movie, and there is something else from the Jurassic World movie in there as an inspiration, you'll see later on, and just create something very cool to the end of our park. So this park is mostly done. I mean, it's the alpha, and we have, you know, there's no further update coming to the alpha. We've just had the last alpha update, and so there's no reason to really push forward. We'll finish that one, have a little tour, and that's about it, but more to that at the end of the episode in the real-time part. So make sure to stick with me till the end, where I'm going to talk about what's going to happen in the next couple of episodes. But today we're going to focus on a little area in here where the guests will be moving high up in the trees to be able to catch the animals down there in the little river or in the little forest section, and we are building kind of a little raised area for the guests to go. It's going to be like a little hanging bridge design, and we do also have one eye catcher above the river, which is going to be this log, yeah, kind of tunnel. It's not really a tunnel, it's like a raised tunnel. It's like a bridge that looks like a log tunnel, and yeah, we are going to use that one as our main attraction and focus point, where the guest can go through. And I'm very happy that it actually works. Like, the guests do actually go through this habitat via the bridge and via the hanging bridges, and also through this tunnel. It's pretty cool. You can build it pretty narrow indeed, and the guest will actually pass through. It's honestly quite impressive, though I have to say the performance is already getting quite a hard hit at this point. But you know, if I think back at the alpha days, for example, of Planet Coaster, I remember very well that in my alpha park, after like couple of builds, also the performance was already pretty bad. So you know, I'm really putting that down to the alpha, and I'm gonna say that it's still okay, and I guess there's a lot that's going to be improved for the future. However, let's talk a little bit more about the build here. You can definitely tell that this design is inspired by the Tyrannosaurus Rex scene from Jurassic World, actually, where we have this huge log in which the guests are in, and yeah, you can see that this is something similar I'm building over here, just to make sure that this has, you know, some resemblance of that. But you know, I went just a little bit further and I put some glass bottom in as well. It's pretty cool, actually. The guests do walk over it, so they can not only watch out of the windows, they can actually also go and watch below by just you know, going in there. And you know, as long as there's only the Styracosaurus in this habitat, it should be fine. You know, I would be a bit more terrified if there were like velociraptors in there, or Utahraptors, or whatever raptors in there, or other deadly animals, or lethal animals that could kill me. Well, you know, in the dinosaur games, I think a majority of those wouldn't be too friendly. Even some of the herbivores could be very much a problem to you if they are angry with their mass, their sheer mass. They could definitely just easily kill you. But yeah. We're not going to talk too much about killing people. This is something for the later stage of the game. Not yet, you know. We're focusing on the building side for now. But you can see I wanted to also build like a little footer for our support over here, because obviously the bridge also needs some support. And again, this is all loosely inspired by this scene from Jurassic World. I didn't even look too much on screenshots. I just, you know, briefly looked into the screenshot of this scene from Jurassic World, and then I just went on building that. Yeah, it's, I don't know, I think that was enough for inspiration. I didn't want to make like a carbon copy of it or whatever. I wanted to do something different, and so I made it here with the river. There are quite some cool little tips and tricks I can give to you guys once there is more in the game. I think for now it's not really necessary, since first of all, not everyone can play the game anyways, and also there's so much to change in the future. I guess there's not really the moment now for making tutorials. I mean, some of them might be helpful, but you know, I would wait for it until at least the beta of the game. However, building like rivers and stuff is a little bit different than it, for example, is in Planet Zoo, because you have a bit of a different control over the depth of the water. Whilst in Planet Zoo, obviously the terrain tool allows you basically to create whatever you want and then put water in. This is a different story here. You do have actually a little bit less control over it, because you can only decide how deep the water will be. And for some animals, the first stage means this is where they can actually only wade through water. For some others, it's the other stage, and so on and so forth. You know, there's just a lot of different things that you have to keep in mind when it comes to making the water work, but there are some cool tips how to make it look better, and you can always go and first of all sculpt the river the way you want, and then I would always make it a tiny bit thinner than what you want to do, and then you go to the lowest amount, like where the water is actually the highest water level, where animals can wade through, and you make it size-wise the smallest one, and then you can actually go and make the edge section of the river. How is it called? The riverbed? No, it's not the river bed. I don't know. Riverside? Anyways, the side of the river you can make a lot more shallow, and then just really click down some little puddles down there. And this creates a very much more natural look to your riversides. It really looks cool. I'm going to admit, you can create some cool stuff with it. It's looking fairly decent, not gonna lie. So yeah, that's definitely a little hint I can give you if you create some water areas in this game. But who knows, maybe we'll get some more control in the future. And now already the second element of this build is going to be built. This is the hanging bridge design. I twisted some of the things to make sure I find the right way to do it, and I found this piece here very fitting, because it really looked as this is kind of a little bit more of a steel rope on the sides, even though I think it's just a steel railing, but it could easily be also like even like a rubber rope or whatever, you know, something to hold on to when you have like these hanging bridges. And then yeah, I created like a little bit of a hanging appeal to it by just moving these things in a 5-degree step, as you can see over here, making this look very nice, and then having one that goes back to the platform, and you'll see the platform in a second. Anyways, that should be it for my voiceover. You have a couple of minutes left for the time lapse, and then I talk to you again in the speed build later on in this video. Enjoy! Look, and here we are in the real-time part, everyone. This is the Styracosaurus River as we are looking at it right now, and you can see the animals roaming around in here. And actually, this is the bridge, and obviously it's heavily inspired by the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. No, how was it called? The T-Rex bridge. Is it a bridge? I don't even know. It's like a fallen log in the T-Rex exhibit. But this is how I made this, and you can see there are like loads of hanging rope. Bridges, and these things are kind of nice because they work actually. And then we do have this border over here that is just kind of making the border of the park. So you can see this is now the final footprint of our little alpha, like very alpha park, as you can see. Actually, I do want to this is a little bit too much escape. Do want to speed the whole process up a little bit while we are waiting for the guests to go in, so I can show you that they do actually use this. I can quickly talk about what is going to happen with this save before we end the alpha series, so to say. So what you haven't seen on camera, because I did this already without recording, I actually enlarged the exhibit for the Tyrannosaurus. It can now go into the canyon. As you can also see, there is one roaming around down here. And I have also relocated a few little bits here and there. What we will still need to do, and this will potentially be the next episode, is going to enlarge the edmontosaurus habitat, so that is going to connect over here, and so that we do make the backstage area actually a little bit more backstage. This is definitely needed. And also one thing that we're definitely going to do is we are going to make this area a proper backstage area. So I'm going to put a lot more stuff down, making like a little bit of a concrete jungle, so to say, to make sure that this all looks like a proper backstage area. And I'm going to make sure that we do have also the Nasutor, oh my god, I forgot how this animal is called. Nasutoraptors, let me just quickly check that. It is the Nasutoceratops. There you go, Nasutoceratops. This is one we still need, and I am not like 100% sure where we are going to put this, but I have my idea to put this in this little bit over here, because that animal is not super large, so it might actually fit right into this corner, and then we are pretty much done. This will all be like a little bit more like, you know, foliage is the wrong term. This would be like nature, as Mike used to say as well. Nature means basically a man-created foliage assembly, so that is, you know, like a little park or something, to make it look a lot more neat and nice. And then this looks hopefully kind of nice. And then we are going to make like a little restaurant area here, a bit of a nicer viewing platform, and that's it. I would assume maybe 2 or 3 more episodes. Then we are going to make a tour of this park, and then we're basically done. Now, as the guests have made it to this point, I can show you that they actually do use the bridge. Let me just show you. Look, this is how they walk over here. They will actually go all the way to the end and also path through the lock, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. Looks fantastic. Okay. That's a very interesting spot to chill on, but it's okay. And I'm not sure if there's still the T-Rex roaming around. Yeah, there's still one T-Rex in here. The reason why it is in is basically I wanted to make sure that the guests go here, and it seems that the Tyrannosaurus is the biggest guest magnet we do have in the game, and so that seems to be the reason why they actually go here. If you do only have the Styracosaurus in here, they do not always go to the very end. But I'm quite happy with how this all turned out here with the bridge design. I think it looks kind of fancy. I think it looks really cool, like with the hanging ropes and stuff, you know. Really has a cool look to it. And it is definitely something different, you know. Now we do have actually very different types of habitats. So this is a super straightforward one with the viewing gallery over here, super straightforward. Then we do have the movie inspired one with the trailer here, and with this little broken trailer scene with the Tyrannosaurus roaming around to the upper layer and the lower area now, and the canyon. I think that looks kind of cool. We do have this more Canadian inspired swampy area, as you can see here, a bit more open, with these very straight bridges that kind of create like an arm. And now we do have this foresty thing with a very high hanging ropes, and then we have this lowered down habitat appeal to it. I think it is a good mixture, you know. It definitely gives a good variation to this area, and I'm just very happy with how that all turned out. The game already is quite versatile at this stage, even though we are still lacking a lot of things. I think it really looks fantastic. You know, there's nothing else I can say. Of course, there's a whole bunch of stuff that can be improved over time. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot to improve, but you know, I'm very happy with how it all turned out so far, and I hope you guys liked today's episode as well. If you did enjoy as well, and you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. That always helps me out to grow the channel, make this even more, you know, enjoyable for all of you. And I really do hope to see you guys in the next one. And if you want to catch more of this series, I'm gonna link the playlist. By the way, you can see someone moving through here. This looks so cool. Look, there's someone coming here. There you go. That looks so cool. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I talk to you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye. Stay safe.